Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, especially all of you that seem to adore Iceland so much. As you might know, I'm an Icelander living in Vancouver, Canada, and I have lived here for about 7 years. 7 years coming this September, and I want to tell you the most shocking differences between Iceland and Canada. Before we get to this video, please consider to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thumbs up this video. Also, leave me a comment and ask me anything. #AMA. Oh, Canada, your home and native land. By the way, it's not your native land for most of you. I had never been to Canada before I moved here, so technically this is still my first time in Canada 7 years later. And honestly, I have to say I was not expecting to experience much of a culture shock, knowing that Canada has been colonized by white people. I thought it was gonna be quite the same as Iceland, even though Iceland was technically not colonized, but it's filled with white people as well. So here are some of the most stark differences between Canada and Iceland. Number one, so let's start with the obvious. Your mobile charges. I'm pretty sure you thought you were gonna say your overt politeness, but I think it's been covered pretty well. And I'm sorry that I won't be getting into that, but your mobile data plans are outrageous. I cannot understand how there has not been an outright civil war over the fact that you pay these insane amounts when it comes to your mobile plans. The mobile plan that I had at home was pay as you go, meaning I would buy minutes and data and gigabytes, and it was peanuts compared to the insane amounts that you're paying here. I remember when I had just a regular data plan where you pay for what you use in a way, and it was shocking if your bill was more than 30 bucks. Here, it's completely normal to pay over $100 a month, and that's not even with a phone sometimes. You still have to pay over $100 a month even though you're not paying off a brand new iPhone. And that's absolutely ludicrous. How did this happen? Also, Rogers, if you want to contact me and fix my mobile plan, I'm right here. Number two, Canada has an insane fascination with bureaucracy and paperwork and red tape. I always say when Canadians do BDSM, they only use red tape. I can't believe, well, at least here in British Columbia, you have to renew your driver's license every 3 years. That seems so incredibly tedious. And for what? In Iceland, your driver's license is valid for 50 years. My Icelandic driver's license is valid until 2058. And guess what? I don't even have to update the photo, which seems a bit strange. But still, until 2058, that's when I have to renew my license in Iceland. But every 3 years, this is just money grab at this point. If you're outraged by the way your tax dollars are being spent, look at bureaucracy. The amount of money that goes towards your prime minister's children's daycare is peanuts compared to the outrageousness of bureaucracy and keeping government employees employed. This does not need to be this way. Number 3, banking. I cannot believe that I live in North America in a country that has been around for a longer time than Iceland, and your banking system is still in the dark ages. I'm not even gonna mention how high your banking fees are and that you have to pay monthly to have a debit card. In Iceland, we're rational and only charge you a fee of every transaction you make. Regardless, you can have a debit card, have no money in your account, and if you don't use your debit card, you don't have to pay for the debit card. But here, if you happen to have a debit card and a bank account, you still have to pay a monthly fee, and it's not cheap at all. That being put aside, your online banking and your idea of a secure banking system is laughable. I do not understand how a country this large, this old, that should have been more technically advanced than a tiny, barely habitable island in the Nordic Atlantic isn't more advanced. It was only about a year ago or year and a half, that I spoke to one of my banking tellers, and they told me that they are now looking to Iceland on how to model their online banking. I don't get it. Transferring money via emails that don't go directly into people's accounts is ludicrous to me. In Iceland, you just put in the bank account number and put in that person's our version of a social security number, which is not as insane as it is here, and it goes directly in their bank account. It is so easy. And if it's within the same bank, you don't have to pay for it. I do get it if you charge a fee because it's an interaction between two competing banks. But if it's the same bank, it's for free. It's easy, it's quick, it's convenient. This is why we don't need things like Venmo or PayPal, because we can actually pay for each other's dinner and then quickly transfer each other the money back. Number 5. Continuing on my tangent on your crazy banking habits, who uses checks anymore? I maybe understand it that in 2013 you still had checks, but it's now 2020 and you pay everything with checks. I hadn't seen a check in 10 years in Iceland until I moved here. And then my parents-in-law gave me money so I could buy food because I was not allowed to work. And they gave me a check. And I was just like, I haven't seen one of this since I was a child, Mama. Thank you. I will relish this relic and frame it. But $100 is $100, so I took it to the bank. And that's even more tedious, have to take it to the bank. Finally, at least now you can take a photo of your check and automatically deposit it into your account. Number 6, your ridiculous drinking laws. I'm not saying you should be allowed to be crazy drunk out in public at all hours and have open containers of beer or alcohol, but calm down a little. The first time I went out to a club or a bar in Canada, it was in Red Deer, Alberta, the prettiest place you can visit in Alberta. And we ordered a cab to come pick us up. And as I do in Iceland, I grabbed a beer with me to the taxi ride, popped it open, and started drinking it. The first thing my friend did was,
"What the fuck are you doing?"
and I was just like, I'm having a beer on the way to the club. And she was just like,
You can't drink in the car. You can't drink in the cab.
and I was just like, what are you saying? That seems insane to me. Turns out, you can't drink anywhere in Canada unless you're inside. Some patios may allow you to do so. In Iceland, if we're at a home party downtown and we decide to head to the bar or the club, we pop open a cold one and drink it while we walk to the bar, even though the bar is 3 minutes away. If we are in the suburbs, we pop open a cold one, drink it in the taxi. If you throw up in the taxi, you pay for the cleaning, and we'll never invite you to another party again. That's just how it is. These are just some of the oddities that I have experienced while living in Canada. If you would like to know more of them, please leave me a comment down below and make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Engagement is an engagement, and I hopefully will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.